Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War Tower of Doom week 36 day 7. So of course, last day to get Tower of Doom done and all that. If you haven't already, don't forget to, even if you have this thing done, you still need to get to floor 26 so you get all the little scrolls leading to it. If you've done that, then you'll be able to get all of the rewards, as long as that says floor 26, as in floor 25th completion. Anyways, aside from that, yeah, we have a bunch of things going on next week. Let's go and start getting into it. The main first one is we have another Dragon's Claw event, and with Diamantina, what star level does that bring it to? Something pretty high. I want to say, oh no, we actually know, it will be 27. Unfortunately, of course, with many kingdoms, it is bottlenecked by the, you need to go get level 18, which is not possible due to the lack of scrolls coming into the game, and now that every single kingdom is pretty much reaching that point at the same time, basically none of them are getting upgraded, because how slow the rate is. But, yeah, it's basically stuck at 26. Even though it can be 27 next week, pretty much no one is going to get to 27. So, that's unfortunate. Oh, wait. Okay, never mind. I thought the audio thing was too high. It's just weird like that. Wait, let me see. Right, it should be fine. Right, audio's fine, right? It almost looked like it was doing the super high, ultra noisy thing for a second there. But anyways, okay. So, but yeah. Unfortunately, not much happening there. As far as what it does, it isn't power convert though. So it does get to get some usability, even though it won't be used for a kingdom upgrade. It does have convert all red to yellow gems, and oh sorry, yellow dragon gems. I was gonna say, what's your follow-up? I didn't see the dragon there, but yeah, that's interesting. I was mentioning during the dragon season that we didn't really get too many mechanics during it that were good. And honestly, this is not bad. It's basically a standard convert that if it lands, it'll be able to get a lot of explodes. One interesting thing about this too is getting alignment towards the top when doing a cast like this is going to get a lot more value than if you get it by the bottom, as you're going to get a lot of explodes. This might be one of the few converters where you really don't have to care too much if you get an extra turn from it. Obviously, you'd want that guarantee extra turn if you can get the guarantee extra turn. But there'll be a lot of situations if you just have like a 3 red-yellow alignment at top, on like 2 sides, you'll explode almost the entire board for a board clear. So he's definitely a bit more interesting compared to the standard exploder, as you'll still get the standard convert, but you also get a lot of explodes for likely a board clear, which is an issue most converters do have. They don't end up board clearing like a Thrall, like a Marilith, like something else. But this guy actually can. How often he's going to do that is within question, because you need a lot of yellow and red towards the top of the board, which is very luck-based, since they're kind of depending on the sky to put it there. Though there is a red-yellow storm in the game. There's also, you know, red storms and yellow storms individually. I believe Steam Whistle is the one that does red-yellow. I'm not sure if you'd bother using Steam Whistle on a team with him, but it is an option. Use a Steam Whistle him, get red-yellow storm, make it more likely that you'll get alignment. But even just with a red storm or a yellow storm, it'll probably be good enough. And of course, the 50% Mana Star Dragon does have yellow storm, so it does have that going for it. If it happens to go down that synergy route. Although then again, it might not need to because it has a power already, so unless you're putting 2 other dragons with 50%. Who knows? Double Diamantina, no. Probably not. But anyways, there are 6 so far as the ward event. Okay, so they are doing a ward event. Wait. Wait, I'm confused. Wasn't it getting delayed? Wait. Okay, so there's a ward event next week. Interesting. So there are 6 battles that the players encounter during the event. The Drake, the Rider, or the Drake Rider, I mean, that's one word. The Wardrock, the Gothrum, the Baphomet, the Inferno King, and the Scourge of Honor. I assume Scourge of Honor is the best battle. The battles are randomly chosen, but they all have the same chance of appearing. Okay, so it's just a standard, very standard one. Except the point system is not so standard. What on earth are going on here? Those are worth 3, those are worth 530. Okay, so it is basically just rarity order. So Scourge of Honor is the best, Inferno King and the Baphomet are second best. And yeah, it seems to just be going in rarity order. And you would eventually just reach a point where you're just not taking Drake Rider. Seems to be how the event is set up, from what I could tell. Just don't take Drake Rider. Wait, are any of them scaling? Let's see, on average a 1.8 times difference, so that's nothing relevant. Which one is the one that's increasing? As the battles against the Baphomet, Inferno King, and the Scourge of Honor get harder, they get more points. Okay, so these 3 are super high priority, but they already were because they were the highest amount of points. But yeah, always take the Baphomet, Inferno King, and Scourge of Honor. Are the ones that are giving spirit relics, and just don't take Drake Rider. But ultimately, if you just don't take Drake Rider, you're taking the correct room, because you're eventually just going to be stuck with only Drake Rider. So anything that isn't Drake Rider is the correct room at that point. So yeah, just don't take Drake Rider. Unless you're forced to take Drake Rider, in which case take Drake Rider. But yeah, that's all you have to do. and just prioritize the higher rarity one. So yeah, it's pretty straightforward ward event. Nice to see. So let me go double check. So does that mean we aren't? Because I could have sworn they were still extending it a little bit. World lore event existed before campaigns, so why wouldn't there be one? True. Campaigns have existed for so long that I always just considered them like coinciding with each other, because they pretty much always have. But anyways, Tower of Doom is completing, so we just mentioned that. Bounty Hunter, oh yeah, Bounty Hunter's still going on. If you haven't finished that, that's also ending today. World event, we just went over. Oh yeah, the holiday event is starting. Nice. They did not delay the holiday event. Ooh, tomorrow starts the spring 2-week event. There's a really cool armor coming from this. I don't believe any of the other wards were particularly good. But, oh no, we'll see tomorrow. Actually, we don't even need to see tomorrow. Let's go see it right now. Hold up. We can actually see it through here because there's a troop coming. It is this guy. One of these. Yeah, this guy. So this is the one that we end up getting from the spring event that's starting tomorrow. Let me go copy link address, put it over here, put it in there. Why didn't it do something? Wait, what's it doing? Hello? Would you like to... There we go. Okay. So, we're going to get the Beltane. You likely won't be able to get this for a couple days, but, you know, you can get him for 400 points. You can get a copy of him, use a blue orb on him, be good to go. But, yeah, he's a Wild Folk from Pan's Vale. He's a 60 mana cost, brown, green, converts blue gems to green gems, and purple gems to yellow. So, double converter, but no skull. That's weird. And he gives 1 to 3 random stats effects to all allies. I don't see that being good. What's his unique effect? Give a bunch of life to all allies when matching green. And he also has Nature Link. And he also gets more HP from nature stuff, but that's not relevant. Yeah, I don't think that's worth it. A double convert, but one of them is not a skull convert. That's kind of strange. I believe we do have a few options like this, though it's not that common. And he's not a 50% mana start either. Like, there isn't anything he's giving 50% mana start. It's not like he's 50% mana starting Wild Folk or something similar. Yeah, I just don't see why you would use him. Unless there's just like a really absurdly good color synergy team that I'm not thinking of off the top of my head, where his 2 converts are like the most insane thing ever that puts together some kind of team that already exists. But aside from that particular situation, I don't really see it. I'm trying to think of like what pure 4 times a Wild Folk team can kind of be used with him. Of course, there's things like a Wild King, but none of these colors he's converting to seems to help it that much. He does blue to green and purple to yellow. I don't know. I guess those are the colors for Wild Queen and Wild King. So maybe you can kind of make it work with like him, that one red-yellow guy to 50% Wild Folk, and then go Wild Queen, Wild King, or even just go one of the two and then, you know, have Hero cover the rest using a Wild Folk Hero class. I'm not sure. But I don't see that being particularly overwhelming. Like, it's not really doing much. The random stats effect to all allies could be interesting, though. I wish it was 2 to 4, though, rather than 1 to 3. Because if you're only getting 1 random stats effect when using him, I don't see it being too good. But yeah, I see him maybe being used with Wild King. Maybe just try to get Enrage, Barrier, stuff like that, Reflect. My biggest concern is actually the amount of stats effects he does. This is way too few. It needs to be like 2 to 4, 3 to 5, something like that. Some kind of bigger number than what he's doing. Because if he was like almost just buffing every stats effect to your entire team while doing that, or, you know, at least like half of them, that'd be good. Like, if he was hitting 3 every single time, that's not bad. But if he's only doing 1, I don't see any reason to use him over another mana accumulator. His secondary effect's also just life, which doesn't really help much. It might help Wild King a bit more than Wild Queen, because Wild Queen's already good at living, whereas Wild King is not so good at living, so a little bit of life, I guess, could help him, even though he doesn't need green as much. I'm not sure. But he's definitely going to be used in some kind of 4 times Wild Folk team in the future. I'm just not sure he's going to be particularly viable. But yeah, he's probably going to be used with Wild Queen, Wild King, all the mythics there. But I don't really see much other purpose for him beyond that synergy. Anyways, in other news, that's the guy we're getting for basically free. It's 400 reward points from the shop, which, you know, if you spend about 50 gems per day, you could pretty much get done, which is pretty much just taking tribute every single day and just using that on it. Anyways, we already went over the Dragon Claw guy. He's the guy with the yellow dragon gem convert, which honestly, I feel like he's going to be pretty viable. And the rest is just this following week, so nothing there. Okay, so anyways, let's go back to the rest of the list so we can see everything else. I believe that is the good bulk of what is happening, mostly just a spring event. Pretty much everything happening next week is all happening on Monday. It is basically the quick summary of what's happening on next week. So, faction event, of course, is for the Dragon's Claw faction, which is Worm Run. Wednesday, we have a pet rescue of an already repeated one, a Wormling, which I believe is just Dragon bonus. Yep, Dragon bonus. So for 3 times, 4 times Dragon teams. Then, of course, on... oh, yeah, we do have... Oh, yeah! Oh! that's something I almost forgot to mention. This Sunday is the 7-year anniversary of this channel. Oh, yeah. This weekend's the weekend. I forgot. There is one other thing going on next week. Next weekend, we are 100% going for 1,000 vault keys. And we will be doing a pretty much all-day stream on Sunday for the 7-year anniversary of the channel. Ooh, that's going to be fun. But yeah, we're definitely 100%, not even kidding, going for 1,000. I know a couple of the other ones is like, we got to like 500, that's good enough. No, this time we are 100% going for 1,000. We will grind every last second until we have 1,000 if we have to. But yes, we're going to go in for 1,000, and we'll be doing a probably 12-hour stream on Sunday. The other 2 days, I'm not quite sure yet. But definitely on Sunday, we will be doing a pretty much all-day stream going for the 1,000 key finish. For the 7-year anniversary of the channel. But anyways, that'll be fun. Yeah, we got Vault Event. So, great time to grind. And you know what we have as of recently? We finally have 0 Vault keys. Or sorry, 2. Let me go open those soon. But yeah, we finally have pretty much 0 Vault keys. So that'll be a great time to go stock up as well, since we kind of depleted them all. And if you've been looking to get anything from the Vault drop table or just more loot in general, as Vault events are absurdly good for loot. Anyways, in other news, let's go and start doing things. So, we kind of finished every single weekly at this point. Because Bounty Hunter's done. We finished this last night. Tower of Doom is done. We finished that back on Wednesday. So every single weekly done, completed. We're good to go. So what that leaves us with now is all the dailies. So let's start wiping some of them down. Start with dungeons. See if we can get anything here. Also, I always forget to grab this on Sundays ever since they switched this layout. So let me do that right now. Okay. Of course, we immediately hit a trap. What's new? I'm not sure why I clicked that one, but sure. Oh, that's you see why I clicked that one, because we're going to have to anyways. There we go. Okay. Well, let's just go kill them out. Of course, get out our Zolgoth. Our good old Zolgoth. Also, what teams are these up there? These are just all the, yeah, these are just all the Diamantina teams. I still love the, oh yeah, I need to make sure I don't overwrite my favorite one, or my favorite 2. So we can have it going forward, just so I can have a, one of those teams saved down there. Might even replace out Magnesia with it, because honestly, what on earth are we even using that these days? Okay, we'll take our Explore 3 team. Just roll with this. How many on Friday and Saturday? I probably want to try to hit around 400 to 500-ish on Friday, Saturday. And then finish it off on Sunday, I think is the game plan. Also, what on earth is my team right now? Wait, I thought I clicked Zolgoth team. Did I accidentally click? Oh, I accidentally clicked Rowain team. Whoops. I need a Rowain team next, but that's not the team I need right now. Mistakes have been made. Let's see. I'll take the Explosion. Alright, I'll take our little bit of mana. Get our little bit of Cascade in there. Go destroy the entire board. And then start Zolgothing everything down. Nice big Zolgoth in there. Get our other Destroy. Get our other Destroy. Actually, let me take this Reds first. Get a Zolgoth over there. Destroy with everything. It's mana up, and that is match. Almost match. How are you not dead yet? There we go. And now he's dead. These things do so little damage when the enemy are a bit tankier. Like, they can damage pressure and kill out everything, but gosh, do they do it slow in some battles. Kind of unfortunate. So hello, everyone. I didn't even say all the hellos. Hope you guys have been having a wonderful weekend. Hello, Bill. Hello, Ricardo. Hello, Tyrion. Hello, Joyful Dragonfly. Hello, Bill Warhammer. Hello, Supernova. Hello, Jason. Hello, LogicSlayer. Hello, Isabel. Hello, Bert. Also, you know what? I need to go make sure I pre-record the Mythic video. We 100% need to have the Mythic video up by the 7-year anniversary of the channel. I can't not do that this week. Anyways, hello, Bill Warhammer. Hello, Jonian. Hello, Tyrion. Hello, LogicSlayer. Hello, Isabel. Hello, Chad. Hello, Crisp. Hello, Lester. Hello, Jamie. Hello, Cookie. Hello, Overnouse. Welcome, welcome. Alright, let's go Zolgoth the other guy down. With Ironhawk team, do you approximate how many Explore 1 battles can be done per hour? Well, it depends what you're trying to do on Explore 1. But if you're just trying to insta-kill, it is around 6 per minute. However, it is slightly slower during Vault events because of the frequency of gnomes appearing. Especially when you have 4 gnomes in a battle. But yeah, it is closer to 5.5 during a Vault event. 5.5. But its normal rate is actually closer to 6. Like even slightly over 6 if you really efficiently click. So of course, over a long period of time, you're unlikely to efficiently click for a perfect duration. So I would say during a vault event, it's closer to like 5.5 per minute, which is whatever that is times 60 per hour, which is like 300 to what, 350 or so per hour, as far as how many battles you can end up doing. Yeah, somewhere's around there. Because it really just comes down to how quickly you click over many durations of hours. Because timing it for 1 hour isn't necessarily a good representation of the rate you'll have after doing it like 8 hours straight. Because obviously if you do it for 1 hour, you'll be a lot more efficient than if you did it for like 5 hours straight, 6 hours straight, 8 hours straight, 10 hours straight. As you'll likely slow down at some point during that duration. Even though it'll probably be rather minimally. Anyways, so in other news, let's go and clear out dailies. Which isn't much, but I still want my free XP towards our little Romaine over here. Or not Romaine, but more sort of Spirit Walker. Poor Spirit Walker. It is still not 100 yet. It is at 98. I say 98 because we're about to get it to 98. Any battle now. Alright, let's go explode all the things. Boom, boom, boom. The only problem with us covering a mythic tier list is I'm willing to make a bet. I hope it doesn't happen. But I'm willing to make a bet that Ironhawk ends up getting nerfed, like, the month after we do the thing. Because the last time we covered a mythic tier list, Ironhawk came into the game and it's like, oh, that kind of changed some things on the tier list. Not much, but you know, it changed some things around. And then the inverse is going to happen this time, where they might nerf Ironhawk. And now I'm going to have Ironhawk, like, near the top of it and be like, oh, well, now he's not again. Yeah, they better not touch the Ironhawk. That's the only thing I'm concerned about any Adana rework. Adana definitely needs a rework. But it needs to not touch Tesla, and it needs to not touch... there's 3 things it needs to not touch. Tina 9000, Ironhawk, and... what was the other one? Tesla. Those 3. As long as it doesn't touch those in any way, shape, or form, and reworks everything else, then it should be a good rework. My concern is what will happen to those 3. Tier list footnote video. Actually, it will all be in the description. One nice thing about that video is if you ever want to reference it in the future, I'm going to have timestamps in alphabetical order and in tier list order in the description. So you can simply just click... actually, one of them will be in the description. The other one will be in the comments. Because I believe there's a 100 limit. So the last several won't end up having it. So every single thing will be in a nice little list. So you can just click in and it goes to the part in the video. Or if you just want to click Control Find, you could find it where it's located as well. If they touch something you already did, you could change it in the, Oh, you mean like changing it in like description and everything else? Yeah, I guess we technically could. But to some degree, I couldn't, because it's being set up in video order. Well, I don't know. I guess I still kind of could with how that is. It might make some of them look kind of out of place, though. And it's not like I could change it in the pinned comment, because half of them are going to be in the pinned comment and half of them are going to be in the description. Because YouTube has a weird 100 timestamp limit per comment. So if you need, like we need, like almost 120 of them, I have to split it, one between the description and one between the comment, since they have an arbitrary 100 limit. Which is so weird, because there's a lot of video types that need way more than 100. This is the first time we need more than 100. But I know there are many kind of concepts you could do for a video where you would need way more than 100 timestamps within your video, despite them having a 100 limit. But anyways, okay, so we have now officially finished everything. Bounty Hunter, done. Tower of Doom, done. Weekly's done. Alright, with that being said, let's go grinding. Let's go hand out a redeem code and, yeah, just hunt mimics the whole time. I mean, not mimics. I mean, hunt merchants the whole time. They both begin with M. They're the same word. Anyways, let's see. Let me go get you guys all these codes. And by all these codes, I mean the single code. Also, that reminds me, I need more codes. Oh, wait, I desperately need more codes. I need to go spam, wait, I should go spam her right now. Wait. Tonight's Sunday. Let me go spam her right now. Wait. Before I forget, in case I forget after the stream, I am going to, give me a moment. I need to go spam Kafka because I need to make sure we have like 1 billion codes to hand out this weekend. Not only for the 7-year anniversary, but also because we're doing Vault event a ton. And I only have like 6 left. So, Kafka, I need more, please! Kafka! I might even need to poke her on the forum, too. I need to find her everywhere she is. Okay, she has not messaged me. That's unfortunate. Okay. Which means she has not given more yet. But let me go message her, poke her on the good old Discord. Hello. Could I get more codes when you get the chance? Also, the 7-year anniversary of the channel is this weekend. Could I happen to get a special code or few for it? Question mark, please. Thank you. There we go. I have poked her. Now I'll go poke her on the forum later. I don't want to do that right now. I sent the initial poke, and I will poke her in every other location I am physically aware of after the stream, just to 100% ensure she has gotten the poke. But anyways, let's go and let's start hunting. Let's go start going to, I don't know, what team do we want to use? Let's do the Sword's Edge version. The one loop one. Where on earth is the team? There it is. There we go. Alright, so we just need to get to the Splodgy. Splody. Get our mana. I hate when it does that, though. 1 mana off. Honestly, I do plan on using the new epic we're getting next week quite a bit. I'm actually really curious to see how Dragon Gem Convert will end up working, because that's something we weren't able to get the mechanic of back in back during the Dragon Gem era when we had it that one season, which is something I hope they do a lot more going forward. I don't feel like they've been utilizing the fact that they have like 1 billion power gems in the game, because very rarely do we get more power gem options. Like, for example, we haven't gotten a single wish gem option since wish gems were released. It'd be kind of cool if we start getting a lot more of them. It's nice to see another Dragon Gem option. And it definitely makes sense to be giving that mechanic to Dragon's Claw. Honestly, almost every Dragon's Claw troop going forward should have like a Dragon Gem mechanic. It just makes sense. Oh yeah, that reminds me. You guys talking about Pokemon. I actually forgot to go do the Typhlosion event for that other game. Oh well, I have 1 billion of them. Honestly, I feel like I'm going to forget to do so many of them. I already forgot the Pikachu one earlier, now I forgot to do the Typhlosion today. It just slipped my mind while I was doing other things. Unfortunate. But, I don't know, I don't really care for them too much. Just a little mark on them. There's so many rare ones you could hunt down yourself. Though, I do like the premise of what they're doing with that game. Because I know when it came to Sword and Shield special events, I didn't participate in a single one of them. Whereas the Scarlet and Violet ones, they actually make them more enticing by, hey, you can get this limited time marked Pokemon. Like, millions of people will have it, but hey, it's limited time. So at least has, like, slightly more incentive compared to the previous system. Which I do like. The premise of. I just hate limited time things. In any game, ever. But I do like the incentive structure that they created for it. Even though I am mostly ignoring their incentive structure. Oh, it's going to be next week too? Okay, never mind. Well, I won't have much time next weekend either. If anything, I'll have even less time next weekend. Though it only takes like, what, 5 minutes? It's more so just logging in and taking it out real quick. Let's see. What do we need here? You need, like, ever so slightly more mana. There we go. No, I didn't update the game this weekend. I haven't even logged into it in... I haven't logged into it since the Decidueye event, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure, like, the 5 minutes I came in to one-shot Decidueye was the last time I logged into that game. Which was like 3-4 weeks ago. Unless there was another event in between then, in which case I probably logged in for that. Oh, why am I clicking on that one? We already have all the mana we need. Always nice when the Leprechaun actually gives the Diamantina full mana. Alright, we'll take the purple whenever it becomes available. If it'll ever become available. Gosh, let's take the brown. For the Adana rework, would you be okay with changes like this? Would you be okay if they changed Tesla's role to benefit her? Oh yeah, I'd be fine with that. I don't think they will, though. Because to some degree, it actually makes sense to not change her. As weird as that may seem. Because every single thing does something in a specific way. And even though her role is completely pointless to what she does, it would be better just for them to keep her role, but give her something else on her role that benefits her. Like, for example, let's say she gains half her magic as armor, for example. Something that wouldn't really change much, but would be, I think, something that she could use her magic for. Like something very small that makes almost no difference, but would benefit her. Not that she needs even more of a buff, but you know. I'd rather see her kept as a mage, because thematically it makes sense based on what other mages do. But just simply give her a very ultra weak magic boost ratio for something. Ideally for armor. And that armor likely would not apply to her initial hit. It would apply to all subsequent hits, like many other buffers in the game. Because if they did something small like that, it would allow her to stay as a mage, but it would actually give her, you know, a purpose to be a mage, rather than literally nothing. Yeah, basically just tweaking her ability to have an additional effect that does a very small boost ratio based on like a third of her magic or half of her magic. Something super small, but still something. Oh yeah, Tyrion, I saw what you said. Yeah, I'll just have to do it next weekend. Gotta fit it in between all the vault grinds. Because if we're going for 1,000, we're gonna have to grind a while. 1,000 vault keys is like 30-ish hours over a weekend. Though it depends how many paloozas we already have, but based on how many paloozas we have, it's not a lot. I think I have like 10 spare. Though this weekend would be one of the few where I wouldn't mind dipping to almost 0. And just repair it at a later point. Because we're going all in on that 1,000. So if we have to dip and do like 15, even if that brings us down to like 0, we probably would. Oh yeah, oh wait. Oh! Okay, I have an okay amount of reserve. I could technically do 22. Or 20-ish. Just to make sure we have at least some amount on reserve. But yeah, never mind. Our numbers are actually a bit higher than I thought. Yeah, 22 spares. And of course it comes down to, do we win the lottery and get verse 3? The one we actually need. The RNG game of, can we roll the right number? Oh yeah, technically I could do it on Thursday. That is true. Because it starts to take place at 8 on Thursday. So I can just do it after stream on Thursday night. That's true. I didn't think about that. Right, how are you not dead? Oh, you had barrier. The thing does like almost nothing, but one annoying thing that thing does do is gain barrier on cast, which is not ideal for us. Not ideal at all. Is the vault still on the 21st? Yes. 2 things did not get delayed. Even though the campaign got delayed next week, everything else that was planned for next week did not get delayed. So, for example, the spring event, still happening. The vault on this weekend, still happening. So, basically, every single thing that was going to happen, except for the campaign, is still happening. So, only the campaign got moved. Everything else that was supposed to happen next week is still happening next week. So the spring event starts on Monday. We still get a new glory troop, obviously, as we always do. Friday, we still have a vault event going on all weekend. So nothing has changed except no campaign starting. Which won't happen until, I believe, 2 Mondays from now. Not counting tomorrow. Because we should get the patch next week. And then the actual thing the following week, most likely. So we got like 47 million gold. How's our gold keep going up? I've barely been doing gold farming teams. Like, we were for a little bit with Diamantina because we were just messing around with them to test them. But I wasn't doing it that long. Like, maybe half an hour. I think it was mostly from the Vault Keys that my number's still so high. Like, it's not a reward you really think of Vault Keys giving. Like, oh, this gives an okay amount of gold. But yeah, they actually do give a pretty sizable amount of gold if you start adding it up over time. Like, one single Vault Key, it's like, oh, that's barely any gold. But if you compile, like, 1,000 Vault Keys, that starts to get to be a lot of gold. The amount of passive gold you get from it. I feel like factions are the same way. Like, the gold you get from a singular faction doesn't seem impressive. But if you do factions every single day, you'll see your gold stack go up quite a bit compared to normal if you weren't doing it. Which is something you might see the inverse of if you ever finally finish factions. Or you finally finish factions and you notice you're getting like slightly less gold. It's probably because you're not doing the 3 daily factions then. Because I stopped doing the 3 daily factions for like 4 years now. Pretty much since we were at the point of max, it's like, oh, I don't really need them as much anymore. But you do lose out on a bit of daily gold every single time. There's just some pretty quick gold you can claim every single day. Among other resources, but mostly the gold. The gold and the shards are probably the 2 biggest ones it gives. Like later in the game. The shards if you ever want to go max everything out even further. And the gold also helps with that, but also for, you know, going into your guild and things. Hey, a merchant. Let me not skip this one. I can't believe we skipped a merchant yesterday. Ooh, 3 Nisha. You know we gotta go for it. We haven't bought a 3 Nisha in a while. Ooh, look at that. Medal of Nisha. Gotta love it. It's kind of funny because ever since I started going for the Nishas, I actually haven't, what am I looking for? Words. Since I've started going for Nishas. Oh yeah, I haven't actually used any of them. Which might seem counterproductive as to why am I still buying them if I haven't used a single one. But it's mostly because I'm hoarding them for later. So when we start getting to the point where we need to start dipping into them, we'll have them. Because currently I haven't had much of a need to use them, but I still have a need to have them. If that makes any sense. Like, I don't immediately need them at this exact moment in time, but I will later. And when I need them, I'm going to need a lot of them. So I'm stocking up on them now. Which is basically the whole logic on it. So even though I'm not spending a single one of them now, I am going to need a huge ton of them later. So just doing it preemptively. Because if we start farming them when we need them, then that's going to be problematic. Because we cannot farm them at a rate quick enough to supply them. Even if we're just like straight hunting merchants every day. It's just not going to be a quick enough rate. But if we preemptively get a bunch of them, when we finally do end up needing them, we'll have them. Because I'm mostly saving them for once we finally bronze level every mythic. Which we're getting pretty close to. Like, really, really close to. But we're not quite there yet. Also, can we please get a buff for the other thing? I hate when we're in an impasse like this. Because we need slightly more damage that we don't have. But it's not capable of getting, like, its last little bit of mana that it needs. There we go. Oh, no extra turn, but that should wipe it. No, don't you barrier. Guys, I'm about to switch over to the Explore 12 team in the other area. So we don't have to deal with that. Always that annoying mechanic in every kingdom. The annoying thing about, like, Golvania, though, is, gosh, if you get hit by Lycanthropy, that is not nice. Luckily on Explore 1, most every location isn't intimidating at all. Once you start getting to the higher ones, almost every single one has some kind of super annoying mechanic that gets in your way. And this place is mostly just barrier. It doesn't really have any other gimmicks. If they ever have enough time to get down barriers, not ideal. If anyone's losing any other questions or anything you want me to go over, do let me know. This night's going to be a pretty grind-heavy stream. Since we pretty much finish out every other objective. And then tomorrow night we'll have a billion things to go do. Because we'll have a new troop that's actually usable. We'll have, obviously, the World event that we'll go do probably every sigil for. We don't have any campaign tasks since there's no campaign. But we'll also have, what was the other thing? There's one other thing happening tomorrow. I forgot what it was. Wait, isn't there another? There's the World event. There's the troop that I'll mess around with. I could have sworn there was a third thing. Maybe it's just the campaign I'm thinking of, which doesn't happen. Oh yeah, the spring event. We're not going to be able to get anything on day 1 in the spring event, though. But I'll probably make progress towards the troop so we get it by Wednesday. Yeah, it's weird that we have a World Lore event. I was confused by that too. Because I could have sworn World Lore events always coincided with campaigns. But yeah, we have a World Lore event next week, but no campaign to go with that World Lore event. Which is slightly confusing, but it seems to be what's happening. Oh, that reminds me. If any of you guys haven't picked up Rope Dart, definitely make sure to get Rope Dart. Like, even if you need to go get those extra diamonds that are in the Soul Forge or something similar. It is so high priority to get the... actually, you should be doing that anyways. It's a really good day to do it on. But it's a super, super good weapon. And today's the last day to get it. The good old Rope Dart in Soul Forge. I was mentioning some last night too. But pretty much been mentioning it all week. Even though we haven't been using it much. It's just a great weapon to have your hands on. But yeah, Rope Dart is still available. It might not be available again until 2024. So good idea to pick it up. As I'm not kidding when I said the next time might be 2024. That might sound like an exaggeration, but that actually is correct. There's a very high possibility this will not be available until like summer of 2024 or something similar. It could be available again this year, but it is very likely to be sometime next year. If you don't get it by the end of this week, which is the end of the next few hours. So definitely worth getting. Really absurdly good weapon. Obviously, you can easily build teams without it, but just such a good utility weapon to have around. It's definitely not one of those you plop onto every team, but it's definitely one you want to have for like Guild War and stuff like that. I feel like Guild War is the most common place to use it. Because it's not the quickest of winning weapons, but it's really good at not losing. It's also great synergy for Ubistet, probably the best, not even. It quite literally is the best synergy weapon for Ubistet. Mostly because it is the only extra turn armor tiering weapon, which is very useful for what Ubistet does. Because it's pretty much the exact mechanic he needs to end up getting his synergy. Which makes sense, they're both from the same kingdom, so it makes sense they would have synergy. I wish more kingdoms had synergy like that. As I feel like the average kingdom does not have particularly good synergy. They've been trying to fix that slightly when they do like kingdom reworks. But normally the kingdom reworks don't rework stuff enough to actually properly do synergy. Like let's say the most recent one, we had a Zolkari rework back in January. And yeah, that kind of helped. You know, they all got that web mechanic and, you know, they kind of web gem synergize with each other. But it just wasn't good enough to make a proper synergy. Everything that was already good was already good. Everything that was already bad was already bad. The web gem didn't really change that. And didn't really add new synergies. It just kind of tweaked what was already there. And I hope when they do future ones, like the Adana one, it does give better synergy. Because Dana's in a kingdom that's like trying to have synergy, but it doesn't. Because it's trying to go for this like whole human mech synergy thing. But just not strong enough to bother with. Generally, if you're building anything from Adana, you're just building all in on Tesla, or you're building pure mech. Never are you building a team with mechs and humans. Because you're actively giving up stats if you're doing so. And the synergies they have together just isn't strong enough to justify making a weird mixed team like that. Not to mention the hero class is mech, so it encourages even further to go a 4x mech team, rather than mixing any humans in. And Tesla's so strong on her own that you just double up on her in a pure human team. So you don't even need to use her with mechs, ever. You having 1 mana short is unfortunate. Luckily you're enchanted, so I guess it doesn't matter too much. We go for that. Get our thing, and wipe it out. They're probably still working on the new layout for the next campaign. Well, they're mostly working on getting the patch out, more so than anything. Like, I'm pretty sure the patch is almost already done. It's just being finalized and everything. Because that's the main thing delaying the campaign thingy. Like, I'm pretty sure it's already finished, but every single platform hasn't approved it yet. So they can't release it yet. Because development on it's probably already done. They're just waiting for the approval from mobiles, from the consoles, from everything. So they can actually push the patch out. What team would you use for this Tower of Doom event? Including 1 or 2 Diamantina? What, you mean the current one? Literally going on right now? That would use multiple Diamantina? Well, what color was it again? Red? I don't even remember because we did it so early in the week. I think it was red, right? If it was red, I would probably use a Harpy Mage in last slot. with an angry mob in first slot, I think. That or some kind of explodey hero weapon, if you wanted to go like double Diamantina for it. I'm not sure how viable that would really be though compared to other alternatives. While Diamantina is strong, it's not always the best option for everything. Not to mention, one thing that is really bad against, which doesn't normally come up too often, but definitely can, is it is hard countered by Submerge. Luckily, Submerge is not particularly popular in the current state of game, but it is very absurdly hard countered by Submerge. It basically does 0 damage if the entire enemy team is submerged, which is very bad. And while this is a relatively unused mechanic in the current state of game, it could make a comeback if Diamantina ever became like a super big threat that pretty much everyone's using. Kind of like what ends up happening with, what's his name? With Zolgoth. Like, initially, there was nothing because he wasn't buffed, and then he got buffed, and then he started getting used more, and then everyone started to have him, like, several months later. And then at that point, everyone just started, like, full blow, like, just always have Zolgoth counter in Guild War and other things. As whenever you see the double indestructible troops with, like, double stealthy in middle, those are literally created for the sole purpose of countering Zolgoth. Like, initially, that wasn't an issue because he wasn't buffed yet, and people didn't have him until after the buff, like, several months after, because people didn't really care about him too much. Because there was a point when Zolgoth was, like, as bad as Xenos. But then he got buffed, and then it's like, oh, everyone, like, scrambled to go get him if they didn't already have him. The buff that they did is, originally, you can only cast his ability once. And the buff is they did is you're allowed to cast him as many times as you want in a single battle. It used to be a one-cast only mythic, but was changed to an infinite cast mythic. And that was the main thing that kind of made him go from kind of underwhelming to, like, pretty much never used to one of the strongest things in the entire game. I said, hello, K-Collier, welcome. Because that might not seem like much, like, oh, because you already have many battles where you're only casting them once. So what big a difference would it make if you can multicast them? But the biggest thing that actually ends up doing is it allows you to use them as your only damage source. Because before, if you wanted to go Zolgoth team, you always had to have, in every situation, a secondary damage source. Because if you only had one, it just wouldn't be good enough. You just don't have enough to end up doing it. But if you have two, or, you know, if you can cast them multiple times, then you can make it work. Because even back then, because of how the one-cast system works, and still works to this day, you cannot actually use multiple Zolgoths on your team back then. So you couldn't, like, double Zolgoth if you wanted to build double Zolgoth team, which isn't too popular, but, you know, it's still a build that is done in the current state of game. But you weren't able to do it before because the one-time cast is set per the troop type, not per individual troop. So if you put 2 Zolgoths on your team, you'd still only be able to cast one time. And that's still true today. Not with Zolgoth, but with anything that is a single cast only. Like, for example, let's take Great Maul. If you want to cast Great Maul, you can only cast it once, even if you have multiple on your team. Because the way that mechanic works is, even if you have multiple, it still only counts it one cast per the type, rather than for each individual one. Oh, Merchant? No, Genie, boo. Gosh, we get so many Genies lately. Though, in all fairness, we weren't getting nearly as many Genies tonight compared to how awful it was the other night. Hello, David! Welcome. Hope all's been well. Anyways, let's go get the green. Get our Explosion. Actually, let me take the other green, too. Get the free mana in there. So we can get our one-shot queued up. And down it goes. There we go. You just got Zolgoth as part of your Tower of Doom team. Egg Thief, Tina 9000. Ring of Ice and Fire. Rounded out. Yeah, honestly, I feel like I've been underutilizing the Ring of Fire and Ice. It's not like the best weapon in the game, but it has a lot of utility purpose. I don't really feel like I've given it a fair chance yet. Because we were so focused on getting Diamantina that I kind of just ignored the existence of Fire and Ice. But it's not bad. It's not bad at all. It's very similar to, like, the scale of, like, Dawnbringer and such, which makes sense. They're all mythic weapons. But it's very similarly scaled. I feel like I only use Dawnbringer in the current state of game for Thursday class events. It is the only purpose that thing still has. Is pretty much just run Thursday class event with it. Dawnbringer, that is. It used to be used for so many things back in the day. And now it's pretty much just the Thursday class event weapon. It has pretty much almost no other purpose. There are still a few things you could use it for. But for the most part, that's its only main purpose. As far as what you would use on a regular basis with it. Oh, I needed that mana. What are you doing? Draining the thing I needed for my win condition. There we go. You know what, let's go to the Explore 12 version. Honestly, I still think I like the Explore 12 version more. Just get a nice big throwdown. I hate that it doesn't have Leprechaun because there's no room to put it. But once it gets going, I just love the full combo. Whenever you're allowed to just click straight down the line like that, it's so much fun. We just go boom. Oh, we didn't get it. Boom. Got it that time. And then dead. It just feels so satisfying. I think this is my favorite team with Diamantina. Hands down. This has the most satisfying win you could possibly get with it. Okay, we'll take the purple. Get the throw. Poke. Poke. We got it. No, you have spell reduction! Luckily, you don't have score reductions. There we go. Luckily, that mythic doesn't appear that often. Though it appears enough to be annoying. Not having Forest Troll has been bugging you. Oh, on your newer account? Yeah, honestly, Forest Troll is such a must-have for newer accounts. So you can do Infinite Truffle. Because Infinite Truffle is one of the only few true infinites in the game. One of the one that exists, but you need to wait until there's a Zacian event, is the Goblin Infinite, which is similarly infinite. But honestly, Truffle Infinite is still my favorite infinite to this day. Forest Troll, Truffle, Greenstorm Hero class, ideally Warden. Ends up becoming the truest infinite in the game. Because it can actually go for 1,000 turns, 10,000 turns, doesn't care. Like, it never stops. Like, many other infinites only go for, like, 10 to 50 turns, which, you know, that's normally enough to win. But not always. Whereas Truffle, it truly goes forever. Unless you make some kind of big mess up on the board or something. But otherwise, it will truly never stop. You finally got Forest Troll? Nice. Wait, were you just opening keys? That's kind of funny. You're just mentioning you don't have it, now you just got it. It's one of several must-haves when you first start out an account. The whole list is getting leveled so you get Mang, getting Leprechaun for all the obvious reasons, getting Forest Troll because it leads to the first most accessible infinite loop. Because Forest Troll Double Truffle is the most accessible infinite loop in the entire game. There are several of them, but it is the lowest rarity, easiest to obtain version of one. But the biggest thing that normally bottlenecks you is getting the Forest Troll. As oddly enough, despite it not being the highest rarity thing, it is the hardest thing to obtain from the deck. Because Double Truffle is not that hard to get, comparatively. You can get Double Truffle in a week. Whereas Forest Troll could take like a month or two from RNG, depending on how many keys you're getting from Guild and other things. Because obviously newer players get less keys than people who've been around for a while. It's just harder to farm keys, and you might be in a smaller guild and stuff like that. For anyone who's ever played Neverwinter, Axe Break is an old companion for like 5 years ago. Interesting. I've gotten back into MMOs lately, which is not a good thing. I always wonder like what the next big MMO is going to be. I feel like a lot of them try to be it, and then fail in every department that is like a good MMO. Because one of the more recent ones I've tried was, which was several years ago, back when it still cost money to play and wasn't free to play, was, oh gosh, Albion Online. And, you know, it was fun in some aspects, but overall, I don't know, it just didn't really do the whole MMO thing particularly well. It was basically clan mode. And I'm not a big fan when MMOs do that, where the only way to play is you have to be in like a 1,000 plus person clan, or you will be decimated in every area that has PvP. Because every single place of interest is locked down by entire clans. And I'm not a fan of any mode, or any MMO that's ever set up like that. Where it's basically just giant clans owning every single major boss in the game, and every single PvP area. Where at any given time, there's like 50 plus of them just claiming the entire area. Because that's not fun. You basically just have to be in a clan, and then it's just like clans versus clans kind of gameplay. I should have taken that skull. We already had the win condition. I'll take the purple. Kind of need it. And pretty much any time there's purple should be priority. Though there have been times where we got all the mana before we got throw mana on this team. Which seems weird when trying to feed into something that has a 30 mana cost, but it does happen sometimes. Do I have no blue bandana? No, we do not have any blue bandana. Or I don't believe I do. Oh, we will be finishing that game, not tomorrow, I almost said tomorrow. On Tuesday, though. We will be finishing Mega Man Battle Network 3 tomorrow. I keep saying tomorrow, I mean on Tuesday. We'll probably be starting around noon and going until we finish the entire game. We might look at post-game a little bit, we'll see. But, our main goal is just finish storyline and then start, like, going slightly into post-game. And then, like, end it there. Because we're definitely not doing all of post-game. I recall post-game being quite long in that game. I'm not sure if we're ever going to get around to streaming it. Because we're only like an hour away from finishing his storyline at this point. I don't have enough damage. But we need it to have enough damage, so I gotta wait it out. Waiting, waiting, waiting. Please, just give me green. How hard is it to get one single green pier? No, he stole it from us! Gosh, how many turns do I have to do to get one green pier on this board? This is awful. What's even worse is, I'm not sure if I have +1 into green right now. Alright, good, he didn't take it. Okay, there we go. So we do that, boom. We do that again, boom. There. Wow, that was awful. It took so long, he had enough time to lifesteal out of kill range. It took us so long to find that green. Oh, do you say blue banana or blue bananas? Are there actually blue bananas? I don't think I've ever had one in the blue variety. Alright, oh, what do we need here? We'll take the yellow right there. I mean, the purple. Trying to cascade for the yellow, I meant to say. Because there's a 5 times extra turn chance there. And we'll just go straight down the line. Boom, boom. Oh, we didn't get it. And boom. Tyrion. Let's see. Take the purple, get the other thing, get our destroy. Get everything else, and we're good to go. So I think we might make this our last cycle through the grind. And then tomorrow night, I'll be doing pretty much everything. We'll be doing the World event, finishing out almost completely, or at least until we get 0 sigils. We'll be messing with the new troop, which is actually viable for once. And we'll have the start of the spring event, which unfortunately we won't have any of the rewards on Monday, but we'll be able to make progress on it if nothing else. And honestly, I'm pretty hyped for the spring event. I really love how the armor looks. We're probably going to be using a lot going forward. Obviously, it's purely cosmetic, but it looks amazing. They've been doing really good on the armors. I hope they do it for classes now, too. And start giving us a bunch of cosmetic classes. Because there's so many they haven't added yet that they could definitely add. Oh no, I needed that. And I got it to go. Oh no, now we gotta find a green again. Oh no, the struggle of where on earth can I find one green pier on this gigantic board that has no green? Oh no. Alright, let me just go distract him. Alright, I'll just go distract myself. Up, 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 up. There we go. No, he took my mana! Wait, he drained me at some point. How could you? Gosh, this battle's gonna take forever. It's probably just quicker to retreat. But no, we shall get our green. We will stand our ground and get our green pier. There we go, finally, wow. No! My way to get Hijin! Aw, how could you do such a thing? Well, now I just gotta take every mana in existence. I should have taken the purple, why did I not? Why must you mana drain us? Oh, this thing gets infinite mana. Okay, he just died. Watch us actually lose. Could you imagine? Doesn't that full mana drain? Because Diamantina's never gonna hit full mana. Oh no, it's never gonna hit full mana! It quite literally isn't. Gosh. It, like, almost never happens. Exceedingly unfortunate. Why is this thing struggling to get mana so often all of a sudden? It was doing so good on it earlier. How we stand our ground. Yeah, Broken Spire has quite a few weak mechanics that don't really do much. We've been trying quite a few different explores, and I need to try even more, because many of the different ones we've been trying just aren't that good for specific teams. Because Broken Spire, the biggest issue with Broken Spire is it has Empower. It's a mechanic you generally want to avoid, because it slows you down so much as well. And having Empower is the main thing that makes me not want to do Broken Spire. Because not only does it appear relatively frequently, but it also delays so much time when it casts, because it's not only is it board control, but it's also Empower. Well, not only is it Empower, but it's also board control, I should say. But the board control is the biggest issue. The fact that the Empower is the biggest issue. The board control makes it even worse, because it delays like 3+ seconds every time it casts, which wastes a lot of time over time. There's like almost no perfect kingdom anymore. There's always like that one option everywhere that's annoying. And for Broken Spire, that's N. Oh, there's that spell reduction one. Speaking of things that are in every area that's annoying. There we go. Quickly just dies to his skull because only a spell reduction. Alright, final chest. Hey, 69. We ended on 69. Anything good in the chest? Well, it's not a Mimic, so it can't be too good unless it's double Nisha. Or triple Nisha. I still have never seen the triple Nisha. I've seen double Nisha, though. The closest we got was double Nisha Anu. Anyways, guys, I think we might end it here. Though we will be back tomorrow night with quite a few things. And hopefully I will also be able to get more codes from Kafka. I contacted her. I need to go contact her on the forum and everywhere else I possibly can. Because we're going to run out of codes for this weekend. We won't have a billion codes to go hand out if she doesn't give me more between now and then. So I'm going to poke her everywhere I know. And see if we can get the codes and everything from her. That's pretty much going to be the game plan. We'll be back tomorrow night, same time as always, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be doing the spring events, or starting it. We'll be doing the world event until we run out of sigils. And we'll be messing with a new troop that's actually good. It's a dragon gem converting troop, with Empower. So it actually has potential to not be useless. It's also an Empower that gets used quite a bit different than other ones, because it actually has the capability of board clearing turn 1, kind of like how a Leprechaun does, while also mana accumulating heavily for a color. So it'll be interesting to see how it works. It's not going to be as consistent as Leprechaun by any means, but it does have the potential to full board clear while mana accumulating, meaning it could theoretically get even more mana than Leprechaun under certain circumstances. The problem is it's not consistent, so I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see how it functions and go from there. But anyways, guys, I hope you all enjoy your week. Oh, Tribute's ready. Hey, you know, it's truly been an hour. If the tribute we took right at the beginning before we started the stream is ready. There we go. Anyways, guys, I hope you all have a wonderful week. I'll catch you guys later. And yeah, a lot of things going on next week, as well as the 7-year anniversary channel, Vault events, spring events, everything. Catch you guys later.